know, I woke up in the morning and I had quite a restful sleep. I'd gone to bed at 10 just to make sure I got my physical repair between 10 to 2. I slept pretty well from 2 to 6. In fact, I had one dream. It was a dream that I was floating down a rainbow holding on to an emerald didgeridoo, soothing some woolly mammoths that would not go to sleep. Anyway, I interpreted this to mean that my raising cortisol level had just peaked a little early, so I made a mental note of myself to do some parasympathetic activity that afternoon earlier. Maybe tomorrow I'll change that circadian rhythm. Anyhow, as I woke up, I felt a little twinge in my SI, so I just gently mobilized my ankle through 3 planes and found that my gait had rapidly improved. Still had that little patch on bicep femoris though, you know. I'm gonna dry needle that later, maybe get a bit of foam roller on it, stretch it out, you know, give it a 1-2, bit of frontal plane, bit of transverse plane, try to get some whole body integrated motion, maybe use a Cortex, maybe a Viper, maybe a cable, I don't know. Anyway, by this point I'd not even got downstairs and I thought to myself, I gotta have a paleo-specific breakfast. I'm gonna have some bacon, some avocado, some eggs, some coconut oil. I'm gonna heap some butter on that bad boy and drink a whole liter of olive oil because it's just the fats that we need. We don't need anything else apart from fats, you know. In fact, I'm gonna inject some lard right straight into my carotid vein, have that bad boy flowing through my body all day long. By this point it's only 5:30 and I'm outside to gaze at the sun as it rises to stimulate my root chakra because, you know, I've been feeling a little bit stressed recently, a little bit of alternative nostril breathing, didn't even sort that out, but hey, what the hell. My nervous system's been pretty ramped up and I've been finding that my relationships have been suffering, and also I got a bit of financial stress that I really can't understand why that would be, but anyhow, you know, so I make it outside and I try to walk barefoot these days, you know, and I do a 4-foot landing and I kind of bounce along nicely, making sure I inhale diaphragmatically, and my thoracic extension is a little bit off these days. My rotation is pretty cool, but type 1 mechanics on the right foot just ain't happening. So I try and drive over with the right hand a little bit, and soon that loosens up, you know, and I'm feeling like the way I should be, you know. These days I'm trying to move towards more of a kind of intrinsic motivation. It's very hard to reach that level, although I tend to hover around introjected, you know, kind of introjected, kind of identified extrinsic motivation, but you know, I still need to kind of perform, if you like, to myself. I can't give myself a break from that, really. I've been reading all sorts of that. I've been reading that Maslow's triangle hierarchy of needs. I've been reading some Ken Wilber stuff, looking at that integral map, you know, the paradigm, trying to get everything, all these angles into my body. Anyway, I'm nearly at the studio now, so I come in and I trot up the stairs, but just today, for some reason, I just had to try and hop up the stairs, because I think, you know, you gotta keep it functional, you know. If I was being chased by a dinosaur, you know, I'm kind of exhausted, so I hop up the stairs 1 foot at a time, and I'm thinking, you know, that viscoelastic recoil at my calf, is that really gastrocnemius? Gastrocnemius, is that really going through fiber length? Is that sarcomere is dropping? And I'm going to donate some satellite cells to that muscle tissue later, give them the right enzymes and the right proteins and the right vitamins and minerals in the body circulating to repair the tissue. But I kind of start to figure that maybe the head of the gastrocnemius really has an anchoring role, and that the Achilles tendon really is just mainly the main propulsive mechanism throughout the heel. Anyhow, I get to the top of the stairs and I'm feeling kind of whacked, and I'm thinking, you know what? That's my base aerobic system. I got gears 1 through to 5, and I'm quite good anaerobically, you know, in that 3 to 5 rep range, but I'm starting to think I need to really bring some of that back into my program. So I'm thinking right here, that's where the program starts. My body writes the program. I'm going to factor in some health sprints tomorrow. Yeah, that's what that is, right? That's what I'm going to do. 15 seconds on, 45 seconds up, and I'm going to do that in a fasting condition. In fact, I'm going to do some fasting because I believe that we're not supposed to eat all the time. I think that in fact ingesting food depresses the parasympathetic system, which is really the rest and digest. And we're going to stay stuck in a sympathetic all day long, but that cortisol is going to get that burning. But I can't do that for too long because the T4 to T3 to cholesterol conversion is not going to happen, and then I'm going to start to back off. My body's going to slow down, and I'm going to overtax the adrenal system. You know what the hell then? I mean, what are we going to do? I'm going to be overly relying on caffeine, all sorts of stuff. In fact, when I get stressed, I know I'm stressed because I overdo the coffee, I stop doing the water, and I move away from the things that I like. I become socially isolated, and that just ain't gonna happen. That's not me, my friend. I gotta stay in the flow, I gotta stay in the rhythm. Anyway, by now it's only 10 o'clock, and I'm feeling freaking exhausted, buddy. So I gotta calm down. So I get some qigong, I get the dantian, I'm breathing through the nose, I feel the chi flowing in, it's feeling good, man. The crown chakra starts to open, and I absorb some cosmic radiations, and I'm feeling one, I'm feeling really good. And then I realized, my God, I gotta do my accounts today. That ain't no good. I gotta get these accounts done, and I said it's procrastination. Why do I procrastinate so much? It's like, I know I'm right brain, I come out INFP on Myers-Briggs personality types, and I work to real pressure, I work to a deadline, but hey, you know, it's like, you know, what the hell is like, surely if it is my natural predisposition to working, it's just the anxiety isn't worth it, and I've got to try and get some more extroverted kind of thing going on here, and I'm trying to get some lists and stick to it, just to organize myself, you know, but I'm going on, round and round, and I got about 3 or 4 clients at the moment. I'm thinking, you know, I gotta up the service here, I gotta up my game, you know, I've got to get in there, but anyway, now my blood sugar's dropping a little bit, so I reach into a jar and I get some macadamia nuts, and the macadamia nuts are great. They've got a great fatty acid profile. Great fatty acid profile? No, a fatty acid profile. That's what I meant to say. But I can't drink too much of these bad boys because of the phytates. I gotta soak them, roast them, oven bake them, I gotta grind them, I gotta sprinkle them onto some cottage cheese, but organic grass-fed cottage cheese, man. Those cows have got to have been massaged, man. I want my meat to come from animals that have been massaged, eating grass, being poked in the eye, and then kissed better, man. I mean, these animals have got to have gone to church for that meat to be anywhere near the kind of quality that I need in my body to turn my DNA into the kind of machine that I need to be. I mean, I've got to try and be the very best version of who I need to be, when I need to be, because right now I'm just feeling I ain't kind of good enough, you know, I'm always pushing for the next level, and even if they throw a TRX or a deadlift or a kettlebell or a cable or a rope or whatever, you know, always working on that. It's like I'm some kind of project, you know, but I tell you what, I mean, I've only been up for an hour and a half now, and I'm freaking exhausted.